There, everybody. Dr. Steve here with Kinesi, and today I want to give you an ulnar nerve mobility exercise. So the ulnar nerve is your funny bone nerve, and it comes down from kind of the inside of the arm, and it passes through a little groove in your elbow here, and that's the funny bone spot. When you hit it and it just sends your arm into the zingers, that's hitting the ulnar nerve, the funny bone here. But it comes down and it feeds kind of the outer part of your hand, more of the pinky and the ring finger. And sometimes if you're experiencing numbness, tingling in that kind of part of your hand, the ring finger, the pinky, and up kind of the side to the inside of the forearm to the elbow, that can be the ulnar nerve giving you problems. So doing a mobility exercise for that can really make a difference and help. So one of the things that we do to put the ulnar nerve on stretch, there's kind of two positions. The first one is you make kind of the OK symbol, but then it's turning into kind of the fighter pilot. And so that's where you flip it over and you kind of get it so that you can look through. And when I was kids, this is what my brother and I used to have to do to play fighter pilots, and you get both hands up, but just one side is really stretching the ulnar nerve. So you can do that position, that's great. Or an alternative, a little bit easier, is you just kind of point your fingers down along the side of your head. So the fingers are kind of pointing down towards your shoulder and your neck, and your palm is up against kind of the side of your head and your ear. And what we're going to do is we're going to stand with that same side foot a little forward, and then we're going to start to wiggle the hips forward and back. Now, standing next to a wall where you can hang on to something is really helpful, but you're maintaining this position. We have the nerve on a stretch. It's in a tension position, and we're starting to move the spine from below. So we do the forward and back, then we go into the side to side, and as we're moving the hips, the pelvis, and the spine, we're creating mobility for the nerve as it's on a tension position. And then we're going to turn kind of towards the wall and away, or we're turning through the body. And this is more of the indirect approach for the mobility because we're coming from the bottom up. Then we want to try and keep this same position, and we're going to do it a little more direct mobility and taking the head, going up and down. This is moving in the sagittal plane, so we're moving the cervical spine where the nerves are exiting. And then it's a little bit funny, but we're going to tip kind of ear to shoulder, and that's odd because you got your hand on your head, and so it makes it a little hard to move. We do the side to side in the frontal plane, and then you're going to turn as best you can in the transverse plane, trying to look over each shoulder, understanding that you can't go all that far with the hand on the side of the head. But that, and then you unwind. But that will mobilize the ulnar nerve by putting it into a stretch position, and then we're getting the body moving from below, and then we're getting the body moving from the top down to mobilize the nerve and ultimately help you feel better and function better. So give that a try, and until next time, keep moving, everybody.